Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, we are diving into the Docker Compose, the captain of container orchestration. Stick around us as we demystify the Docker Compose and simplify the deployment of the multi-container applications. Let makes multi-container orchestration a breeze. So watch till the video till the end to understand how to create the Docker Compose. Okay, so first we'll understand what exactly is Docker Compose, right? So Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running the multi-container Docker applications. It allows you to manage your applications, services, networks, and volume in a single files. You have to be only create one single files for this all type of applications like service, network, and volumes. Okay, so let's start by creating a basic Docker Compose file. Let me share my screen first. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay, so let me first, if we have to be create one uh Docker Compose file with the name of Docker Compose YML. Okay, so we can write the Docker Compose dot YAML. Okay, I am creating one basics of Docker Compose file here. Okay, so here we have defined two services, Wave. Okay, in Wave, we are using the latest Nginx image and the database. Okay, here I am using the latest PostgreSQL. SQL. So I am writing this simple compose file and we'll see how it is working. Okay, and after that I will show you the multi container, like you can run, you can add the volume also, you can run multiple services, right? So I will show you that compose file also. And first let me run this first. Let me open this in terminal. To run the Docker compose file, we have one simple command called docker hyphen compose and up. This is the only command, and by using the single command, this single command will start all the services defined in your Docker compose file. It's like launching your entire application stack with one swift move. Okay, so press enter and give your password. So as you see here, now it is Docker Compose file is running and it is starting pulling the Nginx server from where? From Docker Hub. Now it started pulling the database, right? So we have configured in the compose file, like we want first Nginx and then we'll want database like PostgreSQL, right? So now it is pulling the both image file from Docker Hub, right? Now you can see both are up and running, like my database PostgreSQL, and I have to be do some settings like for the password and the user, right? So that I will do later. But as you can see, by defining the all the two things in our compose file, and by using the single line of command, single command, and it will be download all the things and it will make my server up and running, right? So this is how the compose file is for the Docker, right? Let me show you some how we can create the compose file for a large projects. Okay, so let me create one compose file here itself, docker compose 2.yml. Okay, and yeah, so as you can see here, I have defined many things here, right? So I have defined the services. In services, what is going to run like the front end. I have I am running the multiple container inside our compose file. I have defined the multiple container and how it will be configured it, right? So I am using the front end here. Here are some applications for the back end, right? And I am giving the environment variable also. So what all the things I have to be give it on, and what port number it should be run, like for the port mapping. For the volumes I have given, like I have given three volumes, what all volumes it should be used for this particular backend containers. Okay, what it will be depends on, it will be depend on Redis database and the Mongo database, right? Now you can see there is one another build command is there for the application one. It you I have given command how it should run, what are the environments they have to be used. It depends on what, right? So and for the Redis I have given on which port number Redis will be work. For Mongo I have given like it will be download this image Mongo and it should run on 27017 port number, and I have given the volume where it store all the data, right? And after that I use the volumes here like Mongo data container, right? So all the data should be stored in our volumes Mongo data container. So you can see there are lots of Docker image are running in a single compose file. I have defined all the container inside our compose file, and all the all the depend a dependent variable here, all the ports, all the volumes, how it will be used. So I have defined. So same way, if you have any big project or large project, you can assign as many as number of Docker container inside one compose file, and you have to be run only one command, that is Docker compose up. Docker compose up, only you have to be run this command to make your all the containers up and running. Okay, so I hope you understood this in clearly way, right? If you have any doubts or concerns, you can comment me. I will try to give your answer as soon as possible. Okay, so now let's break down our the Docker Compose file, right? So here you can see there are lots of things are written, right? Some of you are new and some of you have some experience, but let me explain you for you. Okay, so like there are, you can see we having the services, like as you can see I have defined first services, and then there are some as you can see there are some volumes I have defined, right? And you can define your network also. I have created one video on the network, Docker networking, right? So you can see my video on I button. Okay, I will give the link on in description also, right? So what is services, what this service will do, right? So these are the containers that make up your application. Each service correspond to a container defined in the file, right? So in the services I have defined, like I have one container called backend, front end, right? Worker. So these all are the containers that I have defined here, and you can add your network also. So Docker Compose create a default network for your services, but you can define the custom network as well, right? To your to connect your containers. And there are some volumes that I have written here, right? So some the volumes allow data precedence between the container restarts. They are crucial for managing the stateful applications. Okay, so this is a multi-container applications. So, and I have written here environment also, right? What does this environment variable means? Docker Compose also allows us to handle the environmental variables and the configuration with ease. You can define environment variables directly in the Compose file or use an external .env file also, right? So some of the, if you are using any your project, then you can create your .env file and you can put all your environment variable among there. But if you want, you can mention all your environment variable in compose file also, right? So this flexibility enables you to configure your services differently based on your environment or deployment, right? So we have covered the basics of the Docker files, defining the services, networks, volumes, and launching the multi-container applications. Experiment with the Docker Compose to streamline your development workflow. Right? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more the Docker and the data science content. Thanks for joining me today.